Welcome to another OnSign TV Expert Tips. Today we will be talking about a situation that's very common with the digital signage operators that have an entire team of people working on one shared account. With OnSign TV, you can create user groups and provide specific permissions to these groups. This includes access to folders, files, players, or player groups. Let's get started. To create a user group, click on your username in the left bottom corner. Then go to Settings, then Users. Here you'll find the user list. In this example, you can see some designers, editors, and one manager. In the profile column, we see that everyone is a restricted user apart from the manager, who is an admin. Let's learn more about the user types by creating a new user. We'll do that here. Keep in mind that you can create as many users as you want. Firstly, fill in the basic user information, and then specify the account type for the user. The administrator user gets access to almost everything on the platform. They'll be able to create campaigns, add players, and create apps, for example. What they can't do is view and change plans and payments. They also can't create or modify existing users. If you wish, though, you can allow these features by ticking these boxes. The restricted user is quite different. You can specify what they can access on the platform in greater detail by ticking these boxes. If you leave all these boxes unticked, the user won't be able to do anything with the platform. Now that we've covered the main user types, let's return to the user page. In the Action column, you can edit the access for each user individually. This user is a designer, so we want to allow access only to designer components they would need in their work. We'll allow the designer to create custom layouts, create campaigns, preview campaigns they can access, create playlists, and create apps. The rest is not necessary, so we'll leave that unticked. Now let's create some user groups. To begin, go to the Groups tab. Here you'll find your already created groups. For example, this is a designer group. The members are shown here. And we can, of course, edit this group. We can also manage the access these group members have. Even if they didn't have access to certain things before, checking these boxes will grant it. Apart from these permissions, you can go in more detail by managing content permissions here. The files and folders you've already granted access to will be shown here. But to share other files, simply hit the Share button and find the files you want to grant access for. You can, of course, also grant access to folders. You can choose multiple at once, one by one, or just click this box to select them all. Once you've selected the files you want to share, you can manage permissions further. Here you can allow the user group to use, inspect, modify, or even delete the files you've shared with them. Player permissions work in a similar way. Firstly, you can manage permissions for individual players. You'll find all the players on your account here. Once you've selected them, they'll be listed above. For example, this gym player is accessible to all users in the user group. They can publish, inspect, change the settings of the player, and if you allow it, they can remove the player entirely. Below, you can manage the permissions for your player groups. You can allow users to publish, inspect, edit, and remove the player group. Setting permissions for your user groups can enable you to grant access only where it's needed. This is particularly useful if you have a large number of users on your account. That's it for this expert tip. I'll see you in the next one.